Testing.
Testing.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is our drive home, sort of, after the film The Cabin in the Woods, and I think I need to say the Duchess happened.
Did we really just watch what we just watched? Okay. Before we go any further, do we want to give away spoilers? Because that I think is because I don't want to give it away, in all honesty, because a lot of the fun is just sitting there and watching the chaos that ensues towards the very end.
I just want to say that no mermen were harmed in the making of this film.
That joke will make sense once you guys see it.
It's not quite a spoiler, but once you see it, you'll be like, oh, I got you. No, I don't think we should give any spoilers.
Okay, so
I was prepared to say something with the review that was like, so Chris Hemsworth was there and he took off her shirt, and I don't remember the rest of the movie.
He didn't. Not fair.
He did take off his shirt.
Oh yeah, he did.
He does. For the ladies out there, you do see Chris Hemsworth shirtless.
That's right, at the lake.
Yeah, at the beginning, and yeah,
Very, very
it does
briefly.
happen. I was prepared to that, but so much crap goes down after that I did pay attention, which was kind of amazing.
Well, it's kind of funny because you go in expecting, with the trailer, like the trailer starts and you expect this, like, oh, it's just going to be another like lame movie, about a bunch of stupid teenagers in the woods and bad things happen. But then all of a sudden you see Joss Whedon's name on the trailer, and then weird stuff starts to happen. So I think we can talk about stuff that was in the trailer. Anything that was in the trailer, I think it's okay to talk about because,
Otherwise, when that thing with the stuff happened with the big,
let's
whatever, that was amazing.
Let's stop
I
getting
didn't see
clear.
that coming.
Did you like it? Yes or no?
Yes. Is that a question?
Okay, so it's definitely an enjoyable horror comedy. This is definitely a scary, funny movie. You will watch and laugh. You will crack up at this movie.
There's scary parts. Don't get me wrong, but it is meant for people who like horror movies and like to mock horror movies. And Joss Whedon knows how to. He knows his crap. He's
very good at the one-liners. I'm gonna go for a walk. Is someone talking?
I could swear somebody's talking.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
You have your typical, horror guys. You got.
Well, it's really funny because
5.
Yeah, you've got 5. Not quite teenagers, they're college students in this one. So they're not high school students, but they're college students. And it's so funny because you watch the start of the movie, and it's clear that they're all very intelligent people.
And they're obviously not that young.
That's true.
You look at Chris Hemsworth and love the man to death.
He's not a college student anymore.
No. Were they even in? I thought they were high school.
No, they were college.
Thank God.
Because Chris Hemsworth, his character was a sociology major. The blonde girl was actually a pre-med major. And that's kind of funny too. So, like, they set up this scenario, and as you can tell, there are people in a control room. We're not going to quite say who they work for, but basically it's their job to set up the scenario.
I don't even know if we should say that much because that's not even in the trailer.
No, it's in the trailer with the control room.
Oh, I'm not paying that much attention.
You didn't pay attention after Chris Hemsworth was on screen.
I was like, Thor's there, and it's all good.
But basically, in the trailer, you can see that there are people in a control room, and much like the Hunger Games, when they manipulate things in the control room, things happen in the cabin area. So it's basically these people who have been, basically set up in the scenario, and, these people are watching and manipulating things to go down like a horror movie. And so it's very, very interesting. And it's very interesting to hear them comment on it and talk about it, like, just like typical office, talk.
Exactly. I thought that was, taking bets on who's going to win, and it's pretty, I'm not going to say who does what, But there's definitely some surprises with how everything goes down.
Yeah, you
can't. I literally at the end, I think I just sat in the theater and smiled and go, "What?" It was a fantastic what, but it was silly. What?
Yeah, I think all the reviews so far have said along the same thing. So we're gonna go ahead and reiterate this. The movie is good, but then the last half hour is just really, really awesome. It's
not
spectacle.
horror movie awesome though. You know what I mean?
It's sort of just like movie nerd awesome.
Yes, if you are a huge, junkie of horror films and it's just fun, I guess. If you're willing to laugh at yourself and laugh at a movie, because I can imagine they were sitting there laughing at this the whole time. You could just tell they had a good time. It looked like a fun film to catch. I believe this was actually made about 3 years ago, and it was kind of
and it just sat on the shelf for a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of his little project, and trying to find distributors and everything like that. And Lionsgate eventually took it, and
this seems like it would be right up Lionsgate's alley.
What a smart move to put out a movie right when the Avengers is coming out in a month. So
with Joss Whedon directing and Chris Hemsworth starring. Although I know horror movies don't typically have to make a lot of money to be considered a success, quote unquote, because they're typically low budget. But I really hope this one does better, because it's a smart, quote unquote, horror movie. It's funny, it's smart, it's not just horror. It's sort of like there's a lot of sci-fi in there too.
Out of the movies that came out this weekend, it's not all the big ones are coming out in May.
Yeah,
May and June. We've got the whole summer blockbuster thing. So this is kind of, Hunger Games has now been out for about 2 weeks. So we still have that as competition, because that's going to be competition for a few more weeks against a lot of things. But Stooges came out and Lockout. No offense to both films, I haven't seen them or anything like that. But
Lockout looks actually quite amusing. It looks like that's another one where they take. It's sort of like this one, actually, where they take the most generic concept and sort of twist it a little bit. Although Lockout's more like, we're going to make it more of like an action comedy, but in space. Whereas this one, it had more of a sci-fi sort of parody, but at the same time.
Yeah, it crossed a lot of different genres with, there's horror movie moments, there's, zombie movie
and
moments.
So many funny
sci-fi
moments. Joss Whedon really, really knows his stuff when it comes to writing. Like, there are quite a few one-liners, particularly from one character. Goodness, I don't even remember his name, but he was the stoner character. I feel bad.
There's one in every group.
I feel bad, but in movies like this, where it's the young teenagers or whatever, and they go to the cabin, you're not supposed to remember their names really.
Nope.
But I think it was Mark.
Mark and Thor and the Virgin and the
the stereotypes. And so it's kind of funny, because this it's like the makers of this film sat down and watched like The Evil Dead, or they watched any given movie about a cabin in the woods, and they sat down and wondered, well, why do these characters do this? Why are they so stupid? Why would they do things? They ask the questions that people ask in Scream, like, why are they running up the stairs when they should be running towards the door? That sort of thing. Like, and so I think what the whole heart of this script was probably just figuring out, like, okay, let's give them a reason. Let's make it so that there is a reason behind, why these people do the really, dumb things in this sort of scenario.
And why they say certain things.
Why they say certain things.
All just takes a little push.
Really?
I gotta say though, it wasn't even just the stoner character that's in the great one lines. I think they played up, everybody had a moment, where they said something funny. I mean, even you got the stereotypical jock and the slut, as you might call it, that I thought they were hilarious at the beginning.
They were quite
She was funny even. They played off of each other really well. You're kind of I felt, at least, I was rooting for everybody.
Yeah,
even the bad guys I was rooting for.
It's one of those things where, because everybody's human, and they're played very
are
human.
They?
Well, they're played very human. Like you said, even the antagonists, that are doing these things, they're very, very human.
And you gotta not to give too much away. Chris Hemsworth isn't the only big name in this film, and it's a delightful
Surprise.
surprise.
Who we see towards the end.
And you kind of get a hint that it's this person a little earlier on, but you don't really know. Oh,
No.
I love there's a really funny bit. Again, I don't.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
There's a certain instance, you know, like sometimes if you're talking to somebody and you have that fear that you're on speakerphone. That comes into play in a hilarious situation that I don't want to again give away too much because it was funny.
It was a really funny thing, and it's so funny too because it's so unexpected. You don't, and again, it's just one of those things that plays up the humanity in all these characters.
I think you catch a hint of like the humor before that moment, but once that moment happens, it's kind of earlier on, but just enough in there that's when you realize, except if you haven't read reviews or anything, that they're not taking themselves seriously. I'm eating if you can't tell.
Yeah, instead of
Really
driving
hungry.
home, we stopped at a restaurant, so
It's cold and we're not in the same car today, so.
next time we'll be in the car, I promise.
But KFC was worth it.
KFC was delicious. Why do we keep endorsing things? We
don't
should
know.
seriously be getting paid. But yeah, that
3 potato wedges.
the speakerphone instance that happens not too long after they get established in the cabin. And again, it's one of those things where you can tell at this point they're just having fun. And if you go into this mindset, as a horror movie fan, knowing that you're just going to have fun, this is definitely the movie for you. If you are not a fan of blood or gore, or if you don't like scary movies in any way, shape, or form, you should probably steer clear. But, that being said, there's a lot more to it than just being a horror movie, as we've been like saying ad nauseum for the past 12 minutes. So.
12 minutes and 12 seconds. Oh, 13. It's my birthday. 12,
Yay!
13.
Yay! Happy birthday!
But seriously, great. That was awesome. I was not. It was completely unexpected, but welcomed.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you watch, even if you don't really fully grasp it, if you walk out of a movie with a smile on your face, I'd say that was money well spent. And so we both came out smiling and laughing, and I think that's a sign of a pretty good
I
movie.
mean, heck, we stayed till the very end of the credits for hope of something more to come, and they're moving stuff in KFC that we are sitting
Loud
in.
noises. Oh yeah, no, there's nothing at the end of the credits, so.
Yeah, no need to stay to the end of the credits unless you want to watch everything. And that's actually kind of fun to see who all made the film and just names. Oh, I like the this whole thing is fictitious. No animals were harmed during the making of this film.
I
which
do
would have
love
been
how-
kind of hard. I don't think I saw any real animals.
Any real animals? Yeah, there was that CGI eagle at the beginning that hit the shield. well, no, that's in the trailer.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, because that wasn't real. It kind of reminded me of Rescuers Down Under, not gonna lie.
These guys needed Bernard and Miss Bianca to come and solve the mystery and save them.
And I think, was it Jack? The mouse that tries to steal Miss Bianca. I gotta watch that movie again. That keeps coming up in my life. I think it's a sign that I'm supposed to buy it. But anyways,
Stupid Disney Vault.
on to something completely different. So let's just overall last thoughts. We're going on 15 minutes. People are going to fall asleep.
Overall, really good writing. Really pretty good acting. You can tell, fun atmosphere, fun visuals. Yeah, just overall a really fun movie.
I completely agree with that. I think it's definitely a good time. It was a great way to spend. Stressful, work week or whatever. You go in there and you're expecting a horror film, and you get a comedy.
You get a comedy,
and it's great. And all the acting, it's good. it actually, I mean, you have some talented people and that, you know, that are in there, and I liked it.
I don't want to say everything Joss Whedon touches is gold, but almost everything Joss Whedon touches is gold.
Well, I like that he puts, you know, well, I was
You can,
said to
you
Megan
can
at
see
one
his
point.
watermark on it, yeah.
Well, there's even like a couple of actors I noticed that were actually on Buffy, and I'm like, yes, as a Buffy fan, you know, he keeps it all
I like
in
the
family that way.
intern.
There's an intern who's hilarious and used to be
Woohoo!
on the program. He was great, and as I've probably made it quite clear, I have a love for Chris Hemsworth. And
You like Chris Hemsworth?
I know.
Oh my god.
I just like when he's like, you don't drown a handsome man, and I'm like, yeah, you can't. Don't even try. Don't even.
And I don't remember the character's name again, but the girl's love interest, the good girl's love interest,
He was sweet.
the scholar, as they would put it, Egghead. He was really cool. I liked it, and he was one of those characters that you really are rooting for.
Yeah.
And so and yeah.
And if I was that girl, and you'll know this when you watch, I would have kept that picture down.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only part I didn't understand is, you know, why she wouldn't have done that.
Because he extended the same courtesy, but no, that
His
picture would
mistake.
that picture would be gone forever.
Yep. Or I would have had my camera out. That's creepy.
On that happy
On
note.
that lovely note, enjoy the film. I hope you enjoy it if you go see it, which you should. If you like that kind of movie.
Go see this movie. I want this movie to do well because, quite frankly,
See it for Megan.
we need more movies like this. We need more smart horror movies.
Yeah.
There are not enough of those out there. So,
And you can't take life too seriously because you'll never get out alive.
true story.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time on the drive home. Bye.